This is Devin with the CRP. This is a CRP Minute. If you have not liked the Cage Rage podcast on YouTube or Facebook, please go and do so. Covering combat sports, boxing, and MMA, and outside the cage topics on a regular basis. Stay tuned. You'll hear a lot of interesting content, a lot of up-to-date combat sports news and analysis, odds, predictions, you name it. Here's the headline from MMA Junkie. Manager, ... If Anthony Pettis beats Nate Diaz, Conor McGregor next on the horizon. And here's the first paragraph. Anthony Pettis' manager, Abraham Kala, believes a fight with Conor McGregor is imminent. All Pettis has to do is take care of business against Nate Diaz. That's all he has to do, is he just has to beat Nate Diaz. The former lightweight champion Pettis is scheduled to take on Diaz in a welterweight bout on August 17th. In the UFC 241 co-main event. And as I mentioned right there, Pettis, Diaz fighting in the co-main event behind the main event of the night, heavyweight title bout rematch between Daniel Cormier and Stipe Miocic. This is a good fight. Nate Diaz coming back, hasn't fought since the second Conor McGregor fight. Conor McGregor been on the shelf since the Khabib Nurmagomedov loss last October. That's the only fight he's fought since he did his gigantic spectacle with Floyd Mayweather in boxing. Before that, so Conor McGregor, it's been the topic of the year when it comes to Conor McGregor. Is he going to stay out of trouble? What's he done now? Or who's he going to fight? There was rumors of Donald Cerrone. We've literally done podcasts here on the CRP just with 7 different options of who will Conor McGregor fight, because that's what a lot of the casual fans and even the hardcore fans want to know. Who is Conor McGregor going to fight? Because when Conor McGregor fights, it's a huge, huge event. Anthony Pettis getting the call would be somewhat surprising, but this isn't the first time that we've heard this as a possibility. Anthony Pettis was on Ariel Helwani talking about he was approached about the Conor McGregor fight, and then he got the Nate Diaz fight. He said he'd rather have the Nate Diaz fight. Ariel Helwani just this week, with an interview with John Kavanagh, Conor McGregor's coach, said that he expects them to move in the favor of the Diaz trilogy. Kavanagh said that's what he would prefer, is to see the Diaz trilogy if he had one specific fight. Dana's kind of hinted at a rematch with Khabib. All this, I don't think that'll happen without Conor getting the win column. I think it's very possible that in November, they're going to Madison Square Garden in New York, and they're going to have Conor McGregor in a co-headlining spot, maybe even a headlining spot, against either Anthony Pettis or Nate Diaz, but I also would not rule out a possible Tony Ferguson fight. Call me crazy, but I could see them possibly making Conor as a co-main event against Tony Ferguson. In a 3-round fight, Conor's chances of winning that fight go way up. And if he wins that fight, they can set up the Khabib rematch. But nevertheless, they're going to try to milk the Conor cow as much as they can. They're going to want big fights for him. Having Nate beat Anthony, I think, would be good for him. The trilogy fight's always in their back pocket. They know that's going to be a big seller. So it's possible at Madison Square Garden in November. Wouldn't even need a title on the line. I could definitely headline. It'd be interesting. But nevertheless, it's been being mentioned on huge MMA shows like Helwani's MMA show on ESPN, and now it's coming from Anthony Pettis' manager's mouth himself, that the winner of Anthony Pettis and Nate Diaz might be vying for a shot for Conor McGregor later this year. This has been a CRP Minute.